Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Iyori Folani. Okay, let's look at politics in the Southwest, and talking in particular about Ekiti State. Okay, now, who's going to be the governor? That is known already. Well, sorry, let me say that differently. Who's going to be the governorship candidate of the APC there? And it's been decided. Come June 2026, the person who will be flying the APC flag is Governor Biodun Oyebanji. He is the sitting governor. And he was quite emotional, the overwhelming support, and he was very sort of grateful. So let's talk about that and how APC in Ekiti came together. And if there are any backstories to that, we'll hear it now because our guest is Mr. Biodun Borisade. He's a communications strategist. Thank you, and a proud son of Ekiti.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much for coming on.
It's a pleasure to be in your presence, sir.
Oh dear, thank you very much,
sir.
It's the same here as well.
Thank you, sir.
I always am grateful when people spend time with us in the morning.
Thank you, sir.
So, we know that Governor Biodun Oyebanji will be flying the flag for APC. Yes. Before we come to the conversation, maybe we should take a package that we prepared that has gone out earlier, and I think it will help the conversation. Okay, let's have that package now, please.
It's now official. Governor Biodun Oyebanji has been affirmed as the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress for the 2026 election in Ekiti State. At the Ekiti Parako Pavilion in Ado Ekiti, it was a show of unity and confidence as 885 delegates from across the 16 local government areas gathered for the special nomination congress. The high point was the formal motion for the adoption of Oyebanji, moved by Senate Leader Okoyemi Bamidele and seconded by the Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, Adeoye Aribasoye.
Governor Biodun Oyebanji as the consensus gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress for the 2026 Ekiti State governorship election.
Governor Oyebanji expressed deep appreciation to party members and urged unity ahead of the 2026 election.
It is in unity that we can thrive. A Greek philosopher, Publius Cyrus, once admonished that where there's unity, there's always victory. And according to Lyndon Johnson, a former American president, we are only as strong as we are united, but as weak as we are divided.
Political leaders and key players described the process as peaceful, credible, and reflective of the party's strength in the state.
It speaks to the testament of the governor performance. The governor has performed beyond reasonable doubt, so he deserves second time, and he has done well for the people of Ekiti State. So for us to endorse him as a consensus candidate, he actually deserves it because he has walked the talk, he has done what's needed to do, and he has performed beyond reasonable doubt.
You can see unity, you can see peace, you can see cohesion, you can see understanding. We in APC is a one family affair. Bao is a man that is a bridge builder, and is someone who has united Ekiti, and you can see that. And I can tell you, the party is not only well prepared, but we have absorbed all other parties in Ekiti State.
With this affirmation, Oyebanji now carries the APC flag into the 2026 race, with a promise to deepen the renewed hope agenda at the state level. Adeola Aderibigbe, TVC News, Ado Ekiti.
Okay, so there we have it. We have the background. And okay, so Mr. Borisade,
yes.
you were one of the supporters, because I see that quite a number of APC folk, I'm talking about for Governor Oyebanji, 855 no less delegates drawn from 177 wards across 16 local governments. I mean, there was like a watertight kind of unity.
Absolutely.
In APC. Now,
Absolutely.
This is not always the case. So what happened there?
Governor Biodun Oyebanji has been blessed to have the opportunity to break a jinx that had previously existed in APC.
Yeah.
None of our governors, our leaders, has had the opportunity of doing back-to-back. He will do it by God's grace. Once the elections, the general elections
Not
come.
even Fayose in his time?
No, he had a break. Same with Governor Fayemi.
Okay.
They took a break.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that's the jinx that the governor was talking
broken,
about
yes,
in his
that has been
acceptance
broken,
speech.
yes, sir. You know, like a tailor's apprentice has to learn how to cut, sew, join, measure. You can't come from a boardroom to govern Ekiti. You must go through certain processes that would ensure your success as a governor in Ekiti State. Ekiti is one of the most homogeneous ethnic states with an ethnicity. We call ourselves Ekiti. When we are at home, we are Ekiti. When we are abroad, we are Ekiti. Ekiti, respect is very fundamental to us. And Governor Oyebanji started his tenure exhibiting and displaying that Ekiti factor.
Okay, okay. It's good what you're saying because in the public space, in Ekiti, rightly or wrongly, they are seen as quite strong-willed people.
Oh, yeah.
And therefore, some have interpreted them as a bit of a handful, a bit of a handful to deal with them, especially if you're coming from the outside, but not exclusively so, because even Ekiti sons and daughters come up against this sometimes.
We are principled.
Okay, rather than strong-willed, you'd rather use principled.
An Ekiti man would rather tell you the truth than eat your meal, go back home and feel bad over it. He would rather tell you to your face. Like I started off saying, sir, the governor started his tenure demonstrating a core value of Ekiti, which is respect. Respect is reciprocal. The journey of his consensus candidature wasn't a long one. I will say it wasn't a long one, but it took a few people a longer time to recognize what was unfolding.
Okay, okay.
When the political actors, the representatives of the people, the elected actors within within that political space, come together and decide that this is where we are going, it's like trying to stop a moving train.
Which is coming from the principle of the people that you spoke about.
Yes.
Once they had decided
this is where we are
and
going
had so indicated,
Yes,
it was now in the public space.
Yes, sir.
They were going to protect it with everything they have.
You know, democracy, again, minority will have a say, but majority will have the way.
Okay.
Part of, again, what the governor has done, which has really encouraged a lot of us. I want to say this. At the onset, I didn't particularly support the consensus idea.
Okay.
Because I saw it as somewhat depriving others.
Okay. Okay.
But when push comes to shove, every agitation will reach a crescendo. And once it reaches that crescendo, you must face reality. Elective posts are not family chieftaincy titles. They are not hereditary. Party supremacy, because we don't have our constitution does not recognize individual independent candidacy. So what that means, in essence, is that party supremacy will carry the day. I mean, it was the outcome of the primaries that didn't hold was based on the premise of the National Working Committee of APC. And they reached a decision. When the decision was reached, there were two aspirants left in the race, Governor Oyebanji and another of our female leaders. She gladly decided to step down. Reasons that we know, because you see, when you have a long-drawn battle, one, it's expensive. Two, you can hardly, you can't go to court and come back and be friends. It's so at times it's best to toe the line of reason.
Okay.
And the line of reason, I will say this, 95% of those who have held elective offices in Ekiti State, 95% of them decided to go the way of Governor Biodun Oyebanji.
Okay.
Now, some of us sat down to analyze what was playing out. One factor that came out strongly is that if Ekiti will develop, one, we need peace, we need stability. Peace and stability. Governor Oyebanji's first year in office was more of consolidating and bringing all the gladiators together. Ekiti, we have a lot of omolilis.
Well, tough cookies.
Yes, tough cookies. The likes of former Governor Fayoshe, Governor Fayemi, our esteemed leader, Motumba Niyadebayo, former deputy governors, senators, the current Senate leader, distinguished Senator Michael Okpemi Bamidele, at a time, in fact, the election, the last primary that brought Governor Biodun Oyebanji to office, there were about 9 contestants. Senator Adeyeye was amongst them. Quite a few. Our gladiators were there. Now, for all of these gladiators to decide that, look, this man has done his 3rd year into his 1st term.
So we have seen his hand, so to speak.
Hand.
We can't say we don't know his hand. We don't know what he's going to do.
Yes.
That has been enough time for the citizenry to be able to effectively evaluate.
Yes, to evaluate. I'm sure, by God's grace, better things are going to come Ekiti's way. Ironically, Governor Biodun Oyebanji was the secretary of the committee, the elders committee that put Ekiti together on paper and presented it. Again, there's oftentimes, in politics, there's oftentimes right of first refusal out of respect to an office holder, particularly when he hasn't done anything that warrants otherwise. In his acceptance speech, he again reiterated the fact that there's no victor, there's no vanquished.
Okay.
He has stretched out.
He's always been playing the soft card.
Absolutely, sir. You see, and
because the hard has hardly been necessary. Maybe he would have been able to deploy it had it become necessary. I don't know what you think about that. But I just mentioned, as you mentioned part of his acceptance speech, it occurred to me that this gentleman has mastered the diplomatic skill of using the soft skill, the soft card first.
Yes. In reality, it is not the best of places to adopt a strong hand.
From the get-go?
Yes, because we are intellects. We are intellects, and if you decide to come at us with a strong hand,
yes,
intellectually as well. We would also know how to how to manage the situation. So I think
that's part of the etikete you were telling me about. I had said that they are known to be tough. Some even go as far as saying stubborn. But I just state that principle, and then you provided principle. Let's see what Elder David thinks, who's listening to us at home now and has called in. Good morning, Elder David.
Good morning, Sir Yori.
Okay, sir. Carry on, please.
May God bless you. I'm with due respect to my man there.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Chief Oyebanji is one of those governors I so respect in the old Western region. I liken him to be somebody that is just a incarnation of Awolowo. Yes. This is a man that has just come at a short time. He's able to bring all the whole fashion together. From Adebayo, the first governor of AG, then to Fayo Shape of PDP, Tony, then to Fayemi and others. This is what we want in politics. We know it's conflict resolution. If you must criticize positively, not negatively. So anybody who is actually saying that I want to contest with him to get the ticket, I think that person is making a mistake. I'm not from Ekiti State. But from what I've seen, he have done within a very short period. God will bless him. God will bless the good people of Ekiti State. God will bless Nigeria. And God will bless Tinubu, who are make money available for all the whole governors to be doing what they are doing. Nigeria is a very great country. Please forget about America. America is just playing politics. The man they call Trump is a trader. He's selling a market. He have no business with Nigeria. Very soon want to settle with our president because it's the best we have ever seen in this country there. May God bless Nigeria. May God bless everybody. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Elder David. I guess those were, you don't have anything against that.
No, one can't. One can't, sir. One can't, sir.
Let me ask you, first of all, we've established that Governor Biodun Oyebanji is the bona fide, candidate of APC in the 2026 election. But there's a gentleman, Kayode Ojo, in there as well. And we're talking here about a consensus, result. Did this include Kayode Ojo?
Engineer Kayode Ojo is my brother. We are friends. In times previous, he had contested against Governor Fayemi. He contested the last primary against Governor Oyebanji as well. Unfortunately, this time around, he didn't meet the minimum criteria, so he was disqualified.
Okay, so he couldn't run against anybody.
Yes.
At the consensus
well, the primary would have taken place between Governor Biodun Oyebanji and a lady who stepped down for him.
Yeah.
Two other aspirants were disqualified in the person of Engineer Kayode Ojo and another lady called Bimbo. Now, be that as it may, we can't wish away Engineer Kayode Ojo's dexterity, integrity. Is a true Ekiti son. Is currently the Pro-Chancellor of University of Nigeria, UNN. Is from Ikoro, Ekiti. I'm from Ilorin, just a couple of kilometers aside. I don't think the governor can say better than he has said. In his acceptance speech, he again exhibited humility by specifically mentioning Engineer Kayode Ojo, that he is willing to work with him, that is stretching out his hands, that they should work together.
Okay.
You can't swim against the tide.
Okay. So this sort of gives us some indication of the relationship between the two, at least from the governor's perspective.
Oh, yes, absolutely, sir.
Okay, I've held up someone for quite a bit. Good morning, Mr. George, and thank you for holding on. Go ahead now, please.
Yes, good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to the guest.
Mr. Borisade.
Yes. Uncle Yori, I have lived in Ondo town. At that time, Ekiti and Ondo, they were still one state before they became Ekiti state. And I've experienced people from Ekiti. Very, very principled people. A short story, Uncle Yori, I wanted to marry a girl from that place. I was young then. The girl initially agreed, but one day she came and another girl visited. She said, no, I'm not going to take this. I begged and begged and begged. She said, no, I don't do that. She refused. And that's what I saw in the average Ekiti section. They are very, very principled. We carried out a survey at that time and discovered that an average clan in that state has produced a PhD holder. So I'm not surprised in the...
They're very strong on education.
Very, very strong. And people that are so enlightened like that, you cannot doubt a consensus like this that they have drawn up. They must have their reasons and their conviction. People who do things out of conviction, I quite admire them. And they will not make a mistake in something like this. And see that even Dr. Fayemi, who was being wooed by the APC people, he had to rethink and say, look, I am part of this. Let it be. So I commend them. I don't see any reason why you throw away a winning team. This man has been able to bring together people of diverse political views in the state. And everybody is testifying to the fact that he has done well. I told you the other time we were discussing the Ekiti that I curiously visited Pogosi Spring after this new governor came in. And I saw the difference that he has there between the last governor and himself. So it's the same way I saw in other infrastructures. No governor will do everything. But on the average, you can see what this guy is doing. And the people themselves appreciate it. That's what matters. It's not everything that he said. The man that was trying to say he wants to contest, I told him as still a young man, why don't you just wait for another 4 years and convince the same think tank that you can do it? If they affect you and they think you can do it, they will take you. So I want to commend the attitude to politics, and I think other states should borrow a link.
Okay.
Thank
Indeed.
you.
Thank you very much. Did you want to add to that?
Well, the responses are factual. The responses are factual, despite the fact that the commentators are not Ekiti, but they are observers. And you know, no one sees you better than the person who is looking at you. I think it's a call to challenge the governor himself, that God willing, when he commences his second term, he needs to realize that there's a lot of work to be done.
Okay, I like the way you put that, God willing. So it's not a done deal yet, because there are other parties that are also eyeing this office. They are eyeing the office.
Well, like...
And you explained earlier about the majority will have their way, and the others have to be content with their say.
Well, again, if we're being realistic, I want to quote former Governor Fayose. Yesterday, he said PDP is dead in Ekiti.
Even though the man is a member.
Well, you know, Governor Fayose says things as they are.
Yes.
He speaks his mind. It says PDP is dead in Ekiti State. The other party that seemed to want to gain a bit of space is ADC because of what is happening nationally.
Yes.
But again, their aspirants are lightweights.
Okay.
They are lightweights.
Okay. As far as Ekiti politics is concerned.
They are lightweights. So without circumventing the process, I don't think it is out of place to congratulate Governor Oyebanji without circumventing the processes. It is not out of place to congratulate him, because it's like they're opponents, but we know that 95% of Ekiti voters will vote Governor Biodun Oyebanji for the fact that he has been instrumental to bringing peace into the political space of Ekiti.
Okay.
I cannot imagine if Governor or former Governor Fayose or the Senate leader or Senator Adeyeye or any of our other gladiators had decided to contest that primaries. It would have been a long, drawn-out battle at the expense of Ekiti.
Okay. Okay.
At the expense of Ekiti. Because oftentimes, when during the campaign period, you can hardly remove violence. And we don't want violence in Ekiti. We don't. Like I said, so we are quite a homogeneous people. Once you are from Ekiti and I'm from Ekiti, if we meet in Canada, London, we become cousins. We are cousins. Despite no blood relation, but we are cousins.
That's just the way the people are.
That's the way we are, sir. So we thank God that the entire process has gone with minimal acrimony.
When I was listening to former Governor Fayose speaking about this, he actually directed some credit for the whole successful outcome of everything to the president. He shot some credit his way, and I was saying to myself, well, it's good you're here. I was saying to myself, which one concerns President Tinubu in all of this now? Is it that politicians are being politicians? They just want to touch base. Surely, all of this was sorted out within Ekiti.
There was an appeal process after the disqualification of the two candidates. And I am well aware of what the president told a particular one who had audience with him. The president told him, go back and work for the success of your party. If the National Working Committee had reached a decision, it's only the NEC that can change that decision. NEC meetings have a frequency. The chairman of the party, the president, can call an emergency meeting.
Okay.
But that's not an emergency. We have 36 states and the FCT. One state cannot constitute an emergency. God forbid we have life-threatening situations. So, what Governor Fayose, or former Governor Fayose, was referring to, I believe, is an offshoot of what the president said, that all party faithfuls should go and work for the success of the party.
Okay. So he wanted to stay out of it and let the process take care of everything needed, subject to the explanation that you've given.
Yes,
okay, I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break. Do please stay with us. We'll be right back. Please keep those calls coming in. We'd like to hear your perspectives. And as I said, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Tony in Ogba, good morning. Thank you for holding on. Go ahead now, please.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
We thank God for the relative peace in the Ekiti state.
Okay.
Thank you. We thank God for relative peace in the Ekiti state.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And I just want the governor to know that there are certain areas, critical area, that he is supposed to look at. We have two major roads leading to Ekiti state, right? Most especially those people from southwest. The Aramoko-Igede road from Itaure or what have you. If you look at that road, is an embarrassment to Ekiti state as a whole. In fact, it do not encourage some of us to even come to Ekiti state, because these are the roads that are easily passable. Then you have the road Ikere, Ijui, the one that is now being under construction. If you look at this road, they are an eyesore, The governor has to look at it. Although we might say this is federal government road, but it is not federal government that is using it. It is Ekiti people that are passing through it. Also, the issue of local government autonomy, let Ekiti allow it to stay, right? Because if you look at some of these villages down in Ekiti state, go through them, you will see they are in horrible state. Horrible state. I'm not talking of Ado Ekiti. I'm not talking of Ikere Ekiti, because these are major towns. But go to other smaller villages. Look at the roads that are in them, right? All these things, let us look at it, because it is good that Oyebanji is being affirmed, right? And we pray that God will, but then he has to go away from all these bootlickers. Let him go, go himself, look at all those things, so that he will do what we refer to as on-the-spot assessment, so that Ekiti State will be better for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate that. Please.
Tony, you spoke well. I'm not the government spokesperson. Don't get me wrong, sir, but I need to clarify this because I came from Ekiti today.
Yes, okay.
Now,
sorry, let me just speak on that. I did introduce you at the top of the hour, at the beginning of the program, as a communications strategist.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Without any connection necessarily, officially,
yes,
to Ekiti State government or party.
I came from Ekiti by road today, and I can tell you authoritatively that I did not encounter any gallop, bumps on the road until I got to Iwaraja. Now, the Aramoko axis you mentioned, again, you are correct, it's a federal road, and 95% of the vehicles that ply that road don't stop in Ekiti for anything. They're either going to Abuja or further north. What the governor did, because I travel by road a lot. Now, the state roads, you see, Ekiti is very, very interconnected. Our roads, our towns and villages are interconnected. You can pass, if you are going from Ado, Ilawe, Ikogosi, Efon, Iwaraja, gallop free.
Okay.
And what the state government did, which I strongly support, they put barriers on our state roads, height barriers,
yes,
to stop those heavy duty vehicles going to the north from damaging our roads.
Mm-hmm. So they'd have to find a detour.
Yes.
You know.
So those
to further preserve the roads.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We've had to use our ingenuity. The state commissioner for works and the team, they've had to use their ingenuity to determine what roads actually serve Ekiti people. With Ekiti money, they fixed these roads. Now, you honestly cannot expect a governor in the APC fold to speak negative of the federal. And in all fairness, the Minister for Works, the Federal Minister for Works, has been to Ekiti on numerous occasions. The Ijon axis, if you're going to Abuja, palliative, the state has done some palliative efforts there. They've filled the place with boulders. The Aramoko place, they did some time ago, they worked on it, but if HG, all these heavy duty vehicles, if they keep plying that road, unless the new technology of using concrete to build roads, unless the federal government adopts it in Ekiti State, then whatever effort is done in a spate of months, particularly when rain sets in, it will go back to square one. Okay. So you spoke well, Tony, by saying Ekiti people also use the federal roads, because yes, Aramoko, people in Ijero, we still use those roads as well. But if you're commuting out of the state, you can drive peacefully without encountering those encumbrances. And we also know that a lot of effort is being put into roads generally in Nigeria, but southwest generally, the state of our roads are nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
From Ilesha to Ife to Ibadan, I mean, we are facing ourselves. One lane has been abandoned, so it's only Lagos to Ibadan that you can have respite. But if you are coming to Ekiti, you can be rest assured that if you know the road, the routes to pass, you will not have, you won't have challenges on the road.
And of course, the administration is also aware of what you've just said, and no doubt it must be very close in view to them.
Oh yes,
they must be keeping it very much in view to see what they could do. You had commented that when it was decided that the governor was going to be Governor Biodun Oyebanji, would be the consensus candidate. You spoke about Engineer Kayode Ojo.
Yeah.
You said a few words about him. Now, I think you could also say a few words about Mrs. Atinuke Omolayo, because you had made the point that had she not magnanimously, told the party line, if she had said, look, I have the right, let me go and test my popularity, it might have ended up in what you referred to as a long, drawn out and expensive.
Avoidable as well.
But for her to have been one of the two left standing when all the processes have been completed, she must be a politician of no mean stature herself.
Off the record.
Yes.
Off the record. I can authoritatively say that she's been in Ekiti politics since the creation of Ekiti. Because the first set of state assembly members, she financed one or two of them. Okay. One or two of the principal officers of the first State House of Assembly set in Ekiti State. So someone who has been a person of means way back then.
And also being politically active.
Yes. It sends the message round that she has the love of Ekiti at heart. She wants peace in her environment. And I can only personally wish her the best. Because what she did saved Ekiti. Ekiti saved us a lot of headache. So I think...
So she's a team player?
Oh, absolutely.
Any way you look at it,
and
she's
a mother at that.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Akonde in Iju Shaga, good morning. Well, I thought you were there, but I think we might have lost that call. So I don't know. See, Mr. Akonde in Iju Shaga, see if you can call in again. That would be nice. Okay, so we've ticked off. I'm sure there would have been quite a number of them. We've ticked off Engineer Kayode Ojo, Mrs. Atinuke Omolayo, for those who are not Ekiti Kete people, but also wish that they knew a bit more about the characters, principal characters that are being mentioned here. Thank you for that. So we know a bit more about Mrs. Atinuke Omolayo beyond Ekiti State. Now, people have been saying, Mr. George called in and was saying that people have been saying that, the governor, Governor Biodun Oyebanji, has been doing quite well. That's what is being reported. Now, this can also, when they say he's doing quite well, it's because people would have seen the work, and the governor is not out there doing anything in that sense. So this points to the caliber, the quality of the executive, the team that he has around him. It does appear that, again, one of the pluses would be that we've seen who Governor, Oyebanji is working with, and he has chosen well.
Yes.
Would you say that?
God chose for him.
Okay.
God chose for him. I don't want to single out any team member.
Yes.
But I think accolades are due where they're due. The Ministry of Agric and Food Security has done quite well.
So please continue.
The Ministry of Food Security and Agric has done well. I think they've scored 85%. Health, 75%. Works, 60, 75, because that's an enormous list. We can't but give credit to wealth creation, the Ministry of Wealth Creation, where you had Otumba Kayode Fashaye. I think he also pulled his weight in conjunction with the...
1 second, sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
name you mentioned, Otumba Fashaye.
Fashaye,
we actually have a Fashaye waiting to join this program.
Wow.
Now, I'm not sure if he is the Fashaye that you're talking about. Good morning to you, Mr. Fashaye in Ikorodu.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Yeah. No, I'm in Ado-Ekiti.
Oh, you are in Ado-Ekiti. Oh, not Ikorodu.
I'm in
Please-
Ado-Ekiti.
Please carry on, sir. Carry on, please.
Okay. No. Yes, I want to join my brother Biodun this morning. And this
That's
is
our
my
guest,
first time
Biodun Borisade.
my brother. And then I'm happy that is yes, because I am also Biodun now. So I'm happy that he's talking the way he's talking. And God will bless him. So I'm happy. What happened is that Governor Biodun Oyebanji is a blessing to Ekiti. We thank God for this time in Ekiti. We are peaceful. He did one thing that has made his name golden, and that is the fact that he has been able to bring every former governor together, not minding the parties they belong to. Not minding the parties they belong to. Even all the former deputy governors. So, this is why the issue of consensus was very successful. And I know that even during the time of the general election, I doubt whether there will be people or contestants against him that is serious. Because already, Biodun Oyebanji as governor is even more popular on the street of Ekiti than even in our party. So it's an asset to us, and we thank God. So for the issue of a road here and there, he's trying his best, but he cannot finish everything in 4 years. So, Biodun Borisade, thank you for coming to show your face. We need your face in the system. God will bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much. It's an interesting coincidence. Just as, we had finished speaking his name,
Yes, sir.
coincidentally, the man was actually online, on the phone, waiting to. So we have some serendipitous coincidence.
So, sir, I think Governor Biodun Oyebanji's time has been ordained by God to bless Ekiti, to pave the way for better, bigger things to come. He can only do better. He can't perform less than he has done. So we're expecting more.
Okay. And, as I sought to sort of establish, he won't be the only one in the race. So, because all the other people are watching, from the PDP to the ADC to, whoever they are, they all who have an interest in Ekiti. It is their right. Let them come out. Let them come out and appeal to the electorate. Let us see. But everybody seems to be saying that let them go ahead. but we don't expect anything to be different from our calculations.
The intensity of their campaign has already, like they say, that the morning shows how the intensity has shown the hand. I don't expect less than 95% of, in fact, what I envisage happening is that Governor Biodun Oyebanji will win convincingly all the wards in Ekiti. We have 16 local governments.
I'm just looking at you as you said that. 16 local governments, 177 wards.
It will win convincingly. It will win the 177 wards.
Wow.
When I drove from Abuja, I entered Ekiti, that's coming from the north. Then I drove out, heading to the south. Kiosk owners, people who have petty traders, they've used their own fund, their own little money to do banners supporting. It's a phenomenon that has never happened in Ekiti before. So that's why I say I think 95% of the votes will come for him.
Well, it seems to be a time of first, because you had remembered that it hasn't happened in the history of political history of Ekiti to have a back-to-back,
yes.
And that's what the governor meant when he said that he was happy to be here to break the jinx.
Has been broken,
although he's also counting his chickens before they've hatched. You let it be said. But this is based on, we see, look at the lie of the ground, so to speak. And as you have said, when I mentioned other parties, just look at the intensity of their campaign. That should, give you a few pointers. So you are saying that, Ekiti in 2026, here we are in 2025, almost at the end of it.
Yes.
You're saying that in 2026, June, I believe.
Yes, the election is June, yes. And the swearing in will be in October. The level of development in Ekiti State may not meet the aspiration of everybody.
Yeah.
But the fact is, when you look at critical sectors, no sector has been abandoned. And you can only do so much at a time. I think another advantage that we have in Governor Oyebanji's person, I don't think there's any street you can mention in Ekiti that he hasn't stepped on, that he doesn't know.
So he's a grassroots man himself?
Absolutely, sir. So for an individual like that, with that reservoir of goodwill, information, knowledge, it will be difficult for anybody to come and try and pull a fast one over him. Because if he gives you a street to do and you haven't done it, don't be surprised if he goes there in the night. And I've been told that the governor does that. He goes, in fact, there are times that he has gone for functions with a small Corolla. People were expecting to see SUVs arrive, but it comes out of a small Corolla. So he's a grassroots person, and Ekiti loves him.
Okay, well, those words. It's a fine place to leave this. It's a fine place to leave this, looking at APC affirming Oyebanji as the consensus governorship candidate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Borisade, Communications.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Our pleasure.
It's
all
a pleasure.
the time.
Thank you very much.